Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Growing Up Alien. So this is the third take on this video. So if somebody doesn't want me to post this, I've been having trouble with it all morning. So this one will better work. This morning I got a message from one of our members, and they found a YouTube video that posted 20 hours ago. And this video allegedly shows some footage, Google Maps footage, and other information concerning alien base off of Malibu under Point Dume. Point Dume, I think I'm not to pronounce it. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I watched a little bit of it, and then I got the map out, and I said, well, that looks like legit. That looks like the actual base that Eeka is in, because it should be about 17 miles long, and that would corroborate with the video where they're finding this unusual structure under the ocean, and also the tunnels that run from the Pacific Palisades above ground section of the base, underground under the ocean section of the base. So interesting. It isn't very often that we're able to find any kind of evidence to corroborate some of the experiences that we have. And I think that's what separates a lot of your fancy ET, what do I call them, grifters, whatever you want to call them. But I think they are contactees. It's just they kind of embellish a lot of their stuff. And those of us who are really only interested in facts and our own experiences and trying to validate some of the things that we have seen and experienced. And to me, that's important to have some kind of significant or whatever we can dig up evidence supporting some of the experiences that we have. And oftentimes, and even in this case, I'll be honest, it's fairly cursory. And I think it's inappropriate and shocking for people to openly admit that they have corroboration or things like that when they obviously don't. It's absurd. That, on the other hand, doesn't mean that the experiences that you have you should toss in the trash. That's not true at all, because you have to consider your experiences and understand that what you've experienced is probably real, right? And even though you don't have evidence to share with people, it's something you've encountered, and it's worth validating for yourself. And for me, like I said, I'm not throwing this out there as this is evidence like so many people do, and it's just bullshit. There's no evidence. You can't just show a map and be like, oh, hey, this is where they're. No, that's not, But for me, this is how I work, because we're all in the same boat. We don't really have anything to show for what we've experienced. But when Eeka resigned in the summer, he showed me the road they took. So he actually was driven in a van from Edwards Air Force Base. And that's kind of like, you're driven in a van. Okay. And I said, that was an awkward trip. It sure was. It was hours long from Edwards to the Pacific Palisades base. And it was a military van. But you would know it was military. It was like kind of what color? It was like a blue color van. It was like a dark blue van. Didn't have a lot of windows in it, not a very pleasant experience. And they drove him to the base, and they dropped him off at the house. So underneath the house is the tunnels. So you go under there, many layers, and that's the benevolent ET base that then shoots under the ocean, right? The Pacific Ocean, and likely ends or is somehow connected to this piece that sticks up, or you can actually see it from Google, or protrudes off the ocean floor on Point Dume, whatever. Dume. Anyway, I can't want to say Dune, it's Dume. I'm not from California, so I've never even been there, no idea. But Eeka was showing me in his remote view the winding roads that followed the Pacific Palisades, and also there's another road there too. I can't think of the name of it because I don't not from I don't know. I have to look up. But it's a very, I guess it's known for being a scenic drive for folks when they go to California, or folks who live in California, because you have the beautiful hill Then you have the road, and then of course, then you have the sweeping ocean vistas there. So that's what I was seeing as he drove through, and then I saw the house, and it's not a very huge house. It's a good size house. It's 3 stories, and it has well, considering the mansions you get out there, right? So it has a balcony, a very long balcony, and it's in the style of the houses that they have there. So that's when I heard him say specific Palisades. And I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. So he and Will, what they do is they can go up into the house, and then but they can also go there's like a walkway where they have to get across the road. And then there is some, I think in this section, I remember seeing some houses on the hill up coming up from the ocean. So they can just walk down there and go to the ocean, which they do. Will enjoys the ocean, Eeka does too. So they go together. And it's nice, right? So anyway, I'm gonna pull up a map. Screen share. My screen share is very touchy, so here we go. Okay. Here is, you can see in the middle there, Malibu, and the Malibu, famous Malibu Pier. Then on the left of Malibu, you'll see Point Dume State Beach, and then Point Dume. And as you kind of go into the ocean, you'll see it's a significant drop off. Right off of Point Dume, there is the base, and apparently you can see it on Google Maps. I'll play the video, and they describe it. They apparently Google Maps had erased it, so I don't know if it's back up or somebody had found footage or what have you. So of course the deep state's involved. So if you go back to where Malibu is, and then you go right, you'll see Will Rogers State Beach. This is Google Maps. And the Pacific Palisades. So up by the Will Rogers State Beach area is where the other base, the above ground section of the base that then goes into the hills is. Eeka was telling me that it also goes again under the ocean there, under the Will Rogers State Beach area. If you go on the map, you can see that section. And it runs about 17 miles, which is common for an ET base. If you go and look up the Corridor base in Massachusetts and the Berkshires, that's a 10-mile long base. So that's I don't know where the Corridor base is in California. I have to look that up. I don't know if they're connected to this one. They could be, but if you go 17 miles straight shot from the Will Rogers State Beach out to Point Dume, that is where you will see the above ground, well, the above water, above ground water, underwater structure. And again, it's a 17-mile, mile around, maybe not quite 17 miles from the Pacific Palisades to Point Dume underwater. So anyway, there is a map. I'm like, wow. So when I saw the map, I'm like, yeah, dude, that's like, I think that's the base. And I think this is talking about the one that he's on. So I'll stop sharing that one. What I do is watch these YouTube videos of folks because they had the fire out there. That was a really the fire. Obviously, I guess yes, they want. There's a lot of ET there, and that's where the base is. So I don't know. So that's where the fire was. A lot of the fire in California from 2025. There are folks who've been doing the drives up along this parkway to not only cover the damage that's been done, but just to kind of show folks what it looks like. And I've been watching those to see if I could find any areas of roadway or houses that's the one, right? And for sure, looking at it in certain sections, it definitely looks like what I saw through Eeka's remote view. So this is the base. This is definitely, I asked him, I said, is this the base? He's like, that's the base. So, again, what can we do with the intel we get from our contacts? It's you just kind of hold on to it. I always tell people, just hold on to it, right? And take it seriously, it's I've never met anyone who's a regular person that's running around, singing like a canary and looking like a parrot, talking a bunch of shit. So, we're very there's gonna be probably billions, but anyway, there's certainly millions upon millions of people who are like us. And if we can come forward with all of our stories, that's disclosure, not and people got to stop rehashing the same shit and bring in new fresh people, regular people You know, you might have to drag him kicking and screaming. I know you do because I have a very hard time getting people to come on a podcast. No one wants to come on a podcast, but I have a lot of information from folks behind the scenes, hundreds. And the evidence that they give me is quite impressive. I mean, impressive. And they don't want to come on, and that's okay. I get it, you know, and that's the difference, I think, between some of these celebrity people. And again, more power to them. Hey, everybody gonna make, I'm not against people making money and making a living at all. That's the way it flows here. Um, you know, is what it is, right? So I want to bring up, let me get rid of this. Excuse me while I am not good at computers. Well, to a point, I guess. Let's see. This is what I want to show next. So here is the video. And I can't, I'm sorry about just doing a small screen of it because if I do full screen, the whole thing screws up. I've tried it 3 times and now I'm getting tired. So here's this. There it is. All right. Share. All right. Yeah. Let me see if I can kind of pull it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, don't do anything weird. Don't. I'm so this. All right. And StreamYard was worse. It did it when it wanted to and didn't at a random. Anyway. So here is the video it just posted. So I've actually seen this now that I've seen this. I think it was on Ancient Aliens before they had talked about this structure underneath the water there at Point Dume. So this is, excuse me, mystery history number 2. This was posted 20 hours ago. Strange things going on inside alien base under Malibu. So
we sent our mythbuster Rob Hayes to investigate.
They are the mysterious lights that mesmerized Southern Californians, hovering and lurking over Riverside and Orange counties. Their origin unknown. But could the answer to these unidentified flying objects rest here? Deep under the waters off Point Dume?
About 6 miles off the coast of Malibu, at a depth of some 2,000 feet, a mysterious anomaly can be found. Spotted and shared in 2014, its whereabouts and existence, however, has been rumored to have been known of by official academics for many years, yet suspiciously little attention, or indeed any explorations of the site, have ever publicly taken place. Known as Sycamore Knoll, the rumors claimed that officials quietly believed the anomaly to be many thousands of years old. Yet what exactly it could be has either remained a closely guarded secret, or it has remained an unsolved mystery. Now believed by many to be an alien base with enormous columns and pillars displayed clearly visible in the satellite imagery, it is believed that these weight-bearing supports for an entranceway into whatever this thing is. The plot would thicken when Google Maps would even attempt to scrub the structure from later versions of its software. One has to wonder if the structure nothing more than a natural formation, as they have officially claimed. Why would one go to such lengths in an effort to hide it? Yet the most curious characteristic of this strange possible ancient alien anomaly would be discovered almost completely by accident. With ham radio enthusiast Mr. Emmett of Malibu locating a strange yet steady radio signal, which he would soon triangulate as being emitted from just off the coast, later establishing that it was indeed coming from the base itself. Mr. Emmett says that he was able to track down the source of the signal, using a powerful antenna mounted on a 4-wheel drive truck, soon finding that they indeed hailed from this mysterious underwater structure, which is located near his property. Further research into the object itself and any possible history surrounding its earliest discovery have also revealed that it has indeed been there for some considerable time, confirming the claims long rumored to have originated from individuals in the know. Corroborated by the indigenous Chumash people, who have revealed that they have known of the object for many thousands of years, coming to know of it as the ship. Could this be a clue to what this thing is? Perhaps the Chumash, once able to dive to the object, perhaps they witnessed it crash. How they knew of its location, or why they chose to call it a ship, remain unknown, although they have long been convinced that it indeed of extraterrestrial origin. What is this thing off the coast of Malibu? What is this strange radio signal? Is it communicating with something? If so, what? Is it an outpost for alien life? One which is quietly observing our planet? If this true, why would Google attempt to hide the structure from later generations? What do you think it could be? Let me know in the comments section. I will keep you posted on any further developments or discoveries surrounding this strange anomaly.
I mean, it's definitely, curious because it doesn't look anything like the surrounding rock. And again, there's pareidolia and all that kind of stuff. People make up a bunch of shit that's not real because you can't vindicate that shit. I saw something in the clouds. It's like, you may have, but it's kind of like, yeah, there's really nothing to, you know, it's challenging. Like something like this, again, it's kind of like, well, it's curious. I mean, it's like that looks really weird. Because and I'm not, you'd have to have a geologist analyze this. And why aren't they, can't they send cameras down or something? Or I don't know, you know what I mean? I just think they could do something, it'd be curious, and I guess nobody cares, but yeah, it seems like too polished next to the rest of the underground rock formations there. And then you have these very strange pillars. Like I said, I don't want to create suggestion or anything like that, but I don't know, to me it looks weird. It just doesn't fit in with the other rock structures and those. I mean, you can say maybe it's a Stone Age structure. What maybe during the Ice Age, the water levels were so far down that this is something that indigenous people built. I don't know, so it's always a complicated thing to analyze these kinds of images, but it's for sure weird. I mean, let's, yeah.
And indeed, its possible alien radio signal. It is a mystery which I find highly compelling.
Yeah, compelling, Oh,
You there?
nice commercial.
Yes, it's time to make the switch to Mint Mobile.
Where are you coming from?
There are many things within our vast and mysterious oceans that we still don't understand. Many places we are yet to explore. Many anomalies we are yet to discover. It's a well-known fact that we know far more about the surface of our planet's satellite than we do about the bottom of our own oceans. Map ability, but could eventually prove it to be reality. A creature so vast, it would each single day. Thus, if this massive anomaly, a creature, one which has seemingly awoken on our ocean floor, while stitching multiple images of the oceans together, quote, "You're not looking at a crawling dome. You're looking at a low-res sonar stitch glitch on Google Earth's bathymetric layer. What you're calling a 2-mile sea creature is just cartographic noise from overlapping survey lines and interpolation gaps. This is what happens when someone opens Google Earth, sees a shadow.
Yeah.
Other underwater anomaly would go viral surrounding a possible alien, or at least submerged entrance to a terrestrial base, again, of gigantic proportions and again found on Google Maps. Found off the coast of Malibu, shown to have a smoothed-off roof with a number of pillars laid out creating an entranceway, all clearly displayed and exposing its artificial nature. Yet, alas, as mentioned, the same excuse of it simply being a glitch was rolled out to the media. Additionally, the site would be abruptly blurred out, as if this straight denial, along with no official exploration of these locations undertaken, not suspicious enough, after declaring that it of no interest, to then go to such lengths as to edit the images themselves. I feel clear evidence of some form of cover-up, regardless of the truth surrounding what it could be. What is this thing on our ocean floor? How is it moving? Is it a living being? A sea monster which, due to its size, has a hibernation period so large it hasn't moved in centuries, perhaps millennia? I will keep you posted on any future updates, and indeed if Google again decides to remove the anomaly from their maps. It is a mystery which I find highly compelling.
Yeah,
Located.
you're compelled. There you go. All right, so I'll put a link of that video. Let me get rid of this. Oops. In the description so folks can go back over it. And there's some other video too. Ancient Aliens talked about this thing, and yeah, for sure. But anyway, that was exciting for me to see that situation. So before I actually pull up the pictures of what I think we're close to, I mean they're not the base, but I'm just thinking close to what it looked like to me when I was remote viewing with Eeka. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but I've been shoveling for 3 days. We have 17 degrees here, highs of 22, lows at night of like 6 and 7. So, but I've been shoveling. So I was shoveling the day after the storm, and some of the snow blew back on me, and like whatever. But like that night, I got this weird rash, just like all where the snow blew on me, like all here and underneath, and it's like kind of like unpleasant. Um, but that's the first time in this New Englander's history I've ever had a rash from snow. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but it's like really irritating. It's like I was like, what? And that's exactly where the snow blew. I don't know what the hell kind of snow that is, or if anything, but I don't know. That's just really weird. But if you experienced any kind of weird stuff from this storm, Fern, that blew up all the way from Texas into New England, yeah, write it in the comments because out. This is not normal snow. So it's like a rash, like that fucking anyway. So here's some of the excuse me. Let's see. All right. All right. So let's get this pull this up. Share. There it is. Okay. There. Yeah. So here's just some of the images. And you can see where all the destruction was. There's all kinds of fencing put up and terrible from them, well obviously DEW, right? And that was a normal, not especially if you watch some of these. I'll put a link to the videos that I was watching and it's not a normal kind of like it just didn't look, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's like we don't want to use YouTube to get all kind of but that didn't seem like a normal fire to me. But if you look in this picture there on the left, because on the right is the Pacific, and up on the left on the hill. That's what it looks like. And there's a little house up there. There's I think there's like three, but if you can see, it looks like it's overlooking the ocean, and it has those interesting little, uniquely California style balconies. And this is very similar to what I was seeing in the remote view that Eeka was showing me. So the next picture, pull up. Here it is again, overlooking. It's very windy, narrow roads. I remember that. I remember him showing me that and when you watch these videos as the folks drive these roads, it's really intriguing. It almost reminds me of the south of France, Monaco, where I have been. I always go to Europe, so I'm not familiar with a lot of the United States. Yeah. So these square, funny looking houses. They don't, well, they're not New England houses. I'm used to the old colonials, but you see that's what it looks like, except white. It's white and it looks just like this one, sticking out of the hill, but it's higher up, and that this weird square, almost hotel type balcony. That's what the base looks like. So there. And there's the road, right? And the Palisades. And then this is driving the Pacific Palisades to Santa Monica. On the right, your ocean where they can come. So I remember what the boys were showing, what Eeka was showing me was that when they come down from the house, it's not beach like you see here. It's more rocks. So they have to go down another rocky section to get down to the beach. So there's not a lot of the public hanging out there because it's not a beach. It's very rocky, but you can enjoy the water from there. But I remember that. So cool. And here it is on the map as well. So you can see where Malibu is and where see the Sycamore Cove, that's it right there, right? So Point Mugu, I guess, State Park, that's part of it. So I'm gonna end up the screen share here. Yeah. So that was pretty intriguing. I was surprised to see that. It checks all the boxes for what I have been shown from Eeka, and pretty cool. So it'll be nice to, I don't know, have him and Will finally make their way out to meet us, or us out there. But Louise is thinking shit's gonna hit the fan. People have been saying, I always fight with Louise. She's always right. Even though I'm like, that's not no. And she's like, oh, I say no. Yeah. And it happens. I'm like, oh. I hope I eat my hat again. I've been eating my hat with Louise for a very long time. So hopefully, please make this one be right. And she thinks that Trump, or whichever Trump we're seeing, I don't know. I mean, it's probably five of them, who knows, is actually, legit, like doing the good stuff. I don't know personally. I'm not, I don't support any political person or any government because I don't need I don't want a government. I don't need them, and I'm not interested in them. So they can do their thing. And I always told the boys I need to go because there is nothing on this planet that I'm okay with. I don't need police. I don't need government. I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want any kind of, political hegemonic overstructure and, just crushing on top of me with all their laws and rules. I don't need that. I don't need to live under that thing. So there's really nothing on this planet. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. And if the Terrans like all that, and I think they do, they like sports, they like greed, they like control, they like government, they like to fight. That's cool. I'm not judging that. It's just not something I want to have anything to do with. I never wanted to have anything to do with that. So there are places where someone like me can go where we don't have that kind of structure. So it's cool. It's a win-win for everybody, in my opinion. But yeah, the sooner I'm out of here, the better. So, not my, it's just being forced. I feel like you're being forced, like squeezed out a tube of toothpaste, to live the way other people tell you you have to live. And it's just, I'm tired. I'm tired of living life that other people force on you, because if you don't, they'll come and get you. Right? It isn't just a matter of, disappearing. They will hunt you down. So it is what it is. Not my cup of tea. So let's hope that some kind of path forward for the beings on this planet. Like I said, I'm not trying to guide them in any particular way. Actually going to be doing a video with Renata tomorrow. Looking forward to that, where we're going to talk about, our view of community and conversation and love and relationships. Not just like, I don't mean romantic. I mean just how you interact. And Eeka's going to join us for that, which will be nice. It's wonderful to have these little round tables with him and other folks. So anyway, cool beans. Thanks so much for the person. I don't give people's names unless they want me to. I didn't ask. I can always put it in, or they can always claim in the comments it was me who sent in this, because I don't know if they want to share their name. So anyway, thanks so much for our member, our again, Star Warrior, who shared that, because this was insane. All right, we will see you upstairs.